Welcome to Making Waves, the ShipRocked podcast, part of the Sound Talent Media family and the fastest growing rock music podcast in the world, if you can believe that. We have had nearly 6,000 downloads to this year alone, and our community is larger and more involved than ever. And so thank you so much for the support. And remember to review, rate, subscribe, and share. Tell all your friends. Well, tonight's episode is number 50, half century mark for us, man. Ooh. And we're stoked because, we have a member from one of the bands coming on board that a lot of people have been asking about. We finally got him. So please, everyone, Danny Case from Ashes to New. Danny, thanks for joining us, bud.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Really appreciate your time tonight. Two things. You guys have a last busy 2 weeks or so. You got the new EP out, Quarantine. What is it? Quarantine Chronicles?
Chronicles, yes.
Chronicles Volume 1. What we'll go into, and also you have a new a big tour coming up with POD as they celebrate 20 years of Satellite. So that'll be some nice packed house. So you guys are kind of kicking the tires and lighting the fires in a grand old style. So let's talk about the EP, man. So
it's something that we were cooking up for quite a long time. When quarantine first happened last spring or whatever, we were like, let's just, we're all at home, let's just do some stuff for fun. So we threw, a series of covers together that were just originally meant for YouTube. And we also had a couple songs from the previous album that hadn't been released yet. We just kind of threw it all together, did a feature with Johnny Three Tears, and put that all out as a series of, I think there's going to be 2 or 3 of them total. So this is the first one, and fans are loving it. We're super excited about it.
That makes sense, because I was actually wondering, there was Volume 1, and I was like, okay, then there's to be more. So that's cool. How did you guys come up with the what you were going to record as far as the covers go?
We just kind of picked songs that we enjoyed, that we also thought our fans would enjoy, and I don't exactly remember which ones came out on the first one, so I don't want to give anything away. As to what's on the other ones.
It was
Faint on there.
Yeah, Faint and Bring Me to Life.
You're right. Okay, yeah. So we did Bring Me to Life specifically because I have a pretty wide range as a singer, and I felt like I could at least do it justice. And it's something that we really haven't heard any other male-fronted bands do. So we were like, let's do this, just to kind of like shock everyone. And people really liked it. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. And it's funny that you talk about a male voice working on the female singer, right? So I was digging and listening today, and in my notes, literally it says Evanescence in the same key as the original. Was that tough to sing? That was one of my questions. So I pulled up, I had your song playing on Apple, and then I pulled up Spotify and played it, and I was like, nope, those 2 songs are in the same exact key, which I found was really interesting and tough to sing. I mean, that thing was probably a lot to get your arms around as a vocalist, huh?
Yeah, it was definitely up there. It was the main part that was difficult was just the bridge, because it's like any held out notes are harder than a bunch of syllables. So for that, like there's a high, long held out note, and that was really the only part that was pretty tough, Mm-hmm. But for the most part, it wasn't too terrible. So it was manageable.
Yeah, it sounds
Amy Lee
really
has an incredible voice.
Yeah, great singer, and that's a lot. It's a tall task for sure. Did you guys get together in a studio and record this, or was it all kind of a track? Send me your track. I'm doing this. I'm doing that kind of thing. What was it? Was it 2021 or was it 1991?
Yeah, it was very 2021, because we were all back in our respective homes, and so we would essentially just Lance would put together, our guitarist Lance would put together like the structure of it or whatever, and then he'd play through his whole part, send it to myself and to Matt, and we would record our parts, and Maddie as well at his spot, and then we put them all together, and then we sent it to our producer and engineer, and had them kind of put it together, polish it up a tiny bit, and that was it. So it was a super cool experience.
That is 2021 all day. It's interesting.
You guys are in an interesting spot here with this, because a lot of bands have supplemented not putting out full records by just dropping singles every month. Kind of like, remember when Sub Pop, I don't know if you remember, Sub Pop used to have the Singles of the Month Club to kind of keep people engaged with the bands and stuff. So
super smart.
Yeah. And so this is the kind of the paradigm. You guys drop an EP, So you're giving people a little bit more. So yeah, it seems to kind of be the way right now. It's like, it almost gets to a point. It's like, at some point, do we just stop hearing full albums from bands and just having them drop 3 or 4 songs, because it gives people enough time to really make that a part of their, it takes a long time to like regurgitate and listen to a whole album and get it all in your brain. But as a fan,
Yeah.
hey, I want the 3 or 4 songs they're going to do live, because that's what I'm really waiting for. So
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I just had one other thing. You guys have had this kind of pattern where you put a record out every 2 years. So was this just kind of a precursor to like a full length in 2022?
Yeah, we're in the studio right now recording. This is actually just a week off for us. So I went back home, chill with the fam a little bit. And we're literally in the dead center of tracking a new album. So, so yeah, this was kind of like a thing that we did because we've kind of been saying to our label that we wanted to release music more regularly, and they finally gave us the go ahead, to do it. So we're in the middle of tracking, and I'm sure it'll be out sometime early 2022 or something like that. But yeah, the whole idea of like releasing music regularly, it keeps people engaged. You don't quite get the full satisfaction of having a whole album, but at the same time, from the perspective of like, keeping people engaged, dropping 14 songs that you worked on for a year and a half is kind of like just blowing your load all in one day. And then like everyone listens to it. It's like, you Netflix binge a show, the entire season or the entire show in the course of a week. And then you sit there and you wait for a year or a year and a half for the new shit to come out. And like, this is the slow trickle is, I think, probably going to be the way of the future.
Hey, it's funny, Danny. You bring up an interesting the description, the combination of the two, whatever the word I'm looking for, the parallels between Netflix and, say, streaming music or dropping albums. It's interesting. I think that we kind of understand where the model is right now, but at the same time, you just described something about Netflix that would lead you to believe that the album still has viability, right? You got 14 episodes of Ozark, which I would watch.
Love that show.
Yeah, I would watch it. Let's see, 13 episodes. That would take me 13 hours. So, and I wouldn't stop, right? So, but then I'm willing to wait. And at this point, it's going to be 2 years or 2.5 years for the next season, right? We're all sitting here completely willing to wait and just biting our fingernails and wondering and coming up with all these blogs to read and watch and all the shit that could happen, right? But it's interesting. So in other words, follow me here. So your shit just needs to be really, really great in order to drop an album.
Yeah.
I mean, right.
Yes,
I mean, right. So it's like, that's the interesting part. It's like, well, on Netflix, you binge watch it. And you can't wait for the next season. The Mandalorian's going to go ape shit the next time the next season. Yeah. But that was a weekly thing, but okay. That was 10 weeks. That was 2 months of a release. Right. But for example, like Ozark or a show like that, it comes out 14 episodes and you're still pining for more. You can't wait for the next one. So maybe there is a conversation in a place for an album where it's like, here's our best 12 songs, suck it, right? And then guess what? We're going on the road. We're going to work the shit out. While we're on the road, we're going to write 14 more, suck it. It's just interesting that it's one way for TV, not as a hard, fast rule. It's one way for TV, but it's certainly not that way for releasing music at this point right now in our time, right?
Yeah, and I think certain companies or whatever or productions do it differently. Like if you look at Marvel, like they're doing the slow trickle, and like they always have stuff coming out, and their stuff is always great. But I think with music, you could maybe find a hybrid where like you're releasing a song every month, but then you like package them together with 3 unreleased songs and like make that the album release or something like that. If you wanted to like really promote them all and as an all-encompassing album, like who knows? I think there's a bunch of different strategies, but the album drop is definitely still special for sure.
Yeah,
go ahead,
real
Justin.
Quick, Al, I wanted to add that thought real quick before I lost it. The EP though fits kind of the streaming model where you're dropping a few songs because people could stream it, and that's kind of where you go for a new track or two. Like the new single we'll talk about here shortly is perfect for streaming. The vinyl world is where full length albums really does work because people really have to invest that hour with that record because they can't take it to their car or anywhere else. It might be an inconvenience for some. But with bundling now, the bundling scenario and everything like that, the albums make sense when you start packaging it with a shirt and extra things and a digital card and all that stuff. So it does make sense. But right now, currently where you're at, streaming world, the EP makes complete sense.
Yeah, we had done, a few covers, and we got a feature or two on some songs, and then we put out one that was unreleased, and we kind of packaged them all together and went, hey, here's a shiny new toy for you for a little while.
Yeah. Are you speaking of vinyl, Danny, are you a vinyl guy at all?
I'm not. I'm a horrible music connoisseur.
Yeah,
horrible.
Me too. I'm with you, man. I grew up in the era when I would, go call on radio stations and win vinyl. Right? I won a Rush vinyl back in the 1800s. Awesome. Yeah, but I'm not a keeper of those things. I'm not a collector of those things. It's super weird. I love music. I mean, it's what I've always done. I've been an artist manager for 20 years, and obviously run the company. Run the Ask For company. But it's like I've never. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's just interesting that everybody's got their own personal relationship with music. How would you quantify your relationship with music on how you consume music?
Man, I've just always had an infatuation with the creating of music. And so like, in order to create, you have to have some idea of what you can do sound wise. And obviously there are generational talents that come along and break that and create new and different exciting sounds. But for me, it was like I watched someone play drums when I was like the age of 11, and I was like, I have to do that. That's what I have to do. And like I drummed for the next however many years it's been since then, and found along the way that I wanted to create music, and I could only do so much just sitting behind the drum set. So I picked up bass and picked up guitar and then started singing. And like for me, it's just like consuming music in order to create something that I love. And so like I'm not big on like collecting or anything like that. I haven't even really like become like a super fan of really any artist except for the ones that I held on to like for a long time as I was growing as a musician, in my teenage years. So it was all just about the creation for me.
So you started on the drums. And then how long a transition are we talking about from, not that you quit playing the drums, but where it became like drums, bass, guitar, singer, and now you're kind of known primarily as the singing guy of your current outfit?
I never even got to drum for a band, which is still to this day something that bothers me because like I've played drums for 17, 18 years now, but when I joined the first band that I joined, I wasn't a singer, but they needed a singer. I was like, well, I mean, I can kind of hold a tune. I'm not tone deaf or horrendous. I mean, some people would still disagree with that, but at the time I was like, yeah, I'll sing. I don't care. I just want to be in a band and I want to create. And so that was like, I was like 18 then. So I was always the singer, which for me made no sense. Like, I've always been a drummer, but like at this point, that's what I'm known for. And having that job for that long, I do feel that way in my heart now.
Well,
Danny, you can always do a side project.
Hey, Justin, you took the words right out of my mouth.
There you go.
That's exactly what I was going to say. We all look forward to Danny's side project. So, and just real quick, the band you came from, I'm spacing the name right now. Or came from
Vanity Strikes.
Yeah,
yes.
Vanity Strikes.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of them, and so I went back and listened to them today. That sounded like it was pretty great. That was pretty great too, though. I mean, so
how did it feel?
You're welcome. You're welcome. How did it feel going from that scenario, and explain to us and our listeners maybe how?
Yeah.
And maybe a lot of people know that, but Justin and I probably don't know that. But how did it come about? And then kind of that's part A. How did it all come about in that building that new relationship and how you guys got together? And then maybe part B of that is how did it feel at first being kind of the new spoke in the wheel?
Right. Yeah. So Matt had been looking for singers, through different bands and through searching online, and he just managed to come across a video that I had done for this like a competition to sing for some band that was like an unnamed band on Sumerian or something like that. And I wasn't even really looking to win. I just really liked the song, and the competition was based on like write your own lyrics, write your own melody, and perform it. And I thought the song was great, so I just did it to do it, and never really looked back at it. And he found me through that video and reached out to me on Facebook, which I promptly ignored.
Yeah.
and he had to reach out to our one mutual friend to tell her to message me to say, hey, Matt from the band From Ashes to New messaged you and would like for you to get back to him at your earliest convenience. And then when I saw the band name attached to his name, I was like, oh shit. It's like, I probably shouldn't ignore this guy.
And now these days you're probably like, no, he's texting me, I'm gonna ignore this.
Yeah, every time he calls, I'm just like, I just yeet my phone somewhere else.
Yeah.
Real quick, Danny, with Vanity Strikes, you had a very the band and yourself had a very In Flames influence, very kind of European power metal, kind of like, that kind of melodic death that came out of Sweden, all those bands.
Yeah.
And then now with From Ashes, it's more of based around a lot of beat heavy. I mean, obviously there's a large Linkin Park influence, which hey, no one's knocking that. That's always a great thing to be. Was that a transition for you to kind of have to take that breakneck pace you had and kind of work it more around rhythms?
Yeah. So I grew up on classic rock, and then that transformed into Green Day and Fall Out Boy, and then eventually like Blink-182, and then I found Breaking Benjamin, and that was the band that transitioned me into metal. And then from there I found like Bullet for My Valentine and Avenged Sevenfold, which to this day is still my favorite band. But I did spend a long time in that kind of alt metal, kind of hard rock world.
Sure.
And just as I got older, I kind of transitioned into heavier and heavier and heavier stuff. So joining this band, it definitely wasn't alien to me, but it wasn't something that I had been doing in a while. So at first I definitely had to like take a back seat, get used to it again, like kind of recharge the drives on active rock and stuff like that, and like go back and listen to Breaking Benjamin all over again, and Linkin Park, which I also for sure grew up on. But yeah, it took a minute to transition for sure, because I had gone so far down that rabbit hole of like heavier and heavier and heavier and more intense and guitar solos and all this crazy stuff, and to kind of come back to the more mainstream side took a minute for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting parallel when you mix kind of like either a different style of vocals and then bring in the cleans. It's very kill switch engaged, and these bands have kind of made this thing, it's a genre unto itself now. Very appealing because it does hit the heavy metal, like kind of more the purists, but then it brings in people who are looking for a little bit more melody. So obviously it expands your audience. So it's really a smart play for bands to be doing that. Plus it helps give the music nuances. And we're all
absolutely
yeah.
I think combining genres is such a beautiful thing, because you get to hear new things that you would never thought you would have listened to before. Like when I first heard Breaking Benjamin, it was because of the song that they had on Halo 2, which was Blow Me Away. And I was like, this is such a cool song. And then it got to the bridge and he screamed, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And I was like, I don't know if I like this. And then I kept listening. I was like, no, wait, I definitely fucking like this.
Yeah.
And then that got me into all that metal stuff.
The appropriately placed scream is kind of where it's at. It's I get it. You're actually saying something with that, and it's speaking to me. So that's
for sure. And the more I got used to it, like the more I enjoyed hearing it in songs, and like that balance of singing and screaming, like I love it. It's mint.
Yeah, the scream becomes another instrument unto itself. It's funny you mentioned Halo 2. It's amazing to know the influence of placing music into video games. How that's, I mean, I don't know about Al, but obviously I didn't come from a situation where that ever happened. Like, I played pinball growing up. It's not like maybe I heard Elton John, Pinball Wizard on that, but that's about it. But it's funny you mentioned Halo 2. It's like we have so much to owe to video games for making people get turned on to things. And it's just, I mean, we always obviously had like a guitar player, was a guitar player or whatever the name of those.
Yeah, guitar player.
Guitar Hero, right?
Guitar Hero. Listen, without Guitar Hero, there's no Dragon Force. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 100% right on that.
And you can make a
song was
case that you can make a
gigantic
case
for
that
them.
yeah, you can make a case that that was a critical mistake. But wait, was that just me not being nice? Was I just not nice there? I can't tell.
Is it
You
because
know,
like it's the one song they can't escape now?
Yeah, man. I just yes.
and they will gladly take every check they cash.
Absolutely. And my parents taught me, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So so where are you right now specifically, geographically, Danny?
You want my address?
Yes, please. I'm going to send you over an
Yeah,
Uber
leave the window
Eats.
open.
Yeah, I'm in upstate, well, technically Western New York. So right in the Finger Lakes region, kind of.
Oh
Western,
shit! Here we go.
Central New York.
Right now, Jennifer's going to jump on the line and be like, "Where?" And
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and tell me what town.
Rochester.
Okay, you're from Rochester. Are you from there?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. I grew up in Hornell, New York, which is an hour south of Rochester.
Yeah, that's not too far away at all.
Yeah, and it's not like anyone would want to go there.
It's frustrating being from New York and telling people that you're from New York, and they're like, "Oh my God, I've always wanted to go." I was like, "You don't know what I'm fucking talking about."
Oh, do you like cows and
New York City.
and hills and stuff?
Let me tell you right now, the Catskills sound a lot more appealing than the city right now. So it's all good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm cool with not being from the city right now, for sure.
Yeah. So born and raised in Rochester.
Yes, sir.
Oh wow. Buffalo Bills fan?
Absolutely not. I think they're
Wow.
horrible.
Let's get this discussion now.
Okay. Why would they be horrible? I don't know. But who are you, a Miami Dolphins fan then?
God, no. So
okay.
I don't knock anyone for being a Bills fan. I just
you can't because everyone would kick your ass in your neighborhood.
that is a fair point. So yeah, I wasn't too big on football growing up, but like for me with sports, like I just love watching great players because they're fascinating to me. So like as much as everyone hated Tom Brady, I was like, that dude fucks. That guy fucks some shit up. Like
he does.
And then at the same time, like
yeah, he sure does.
I mean, it's at the point where like, damn, dude, how much is enough? It's so crazy. But like all sorts of players, like all the different great wide receivers, and like I loved Peyton
like
Manning.
Andre Reed?
I'm sorry, say again.
Yeah, you mean like Andre Reed?
Jim Kelly?
Sorry, not.
He's a Bills guy. Sorry, he's a Bills.
Yeah.
Just trying to.
No, it's okay, Justin.
I do root for the Bills, like when they're in a position to, do something great. I'm like, I'm there in moral support.
Right.
But as a regular, true fan who's there through all the shit,
fuck them.
I'm bad. I'm not the guy to rely on. Which I don't blame people for hating that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, dude. So you got tour coming up. I'm always curious, being Al and I both done road stuff. When you get your days off, what do you do? What's your favorite thing to do on your day off? And don't say sleep.
Oh yeah, no. Well, you can probably tell from looking at me, but I like working out. So that's probably my lame ass answer.
We were commenting offline about that. I was going to do that.
I'm commenting online. I would totally have sex with him.
Yeah, totally. He's like totally.
And I do not like men at all.
Yeah,
but you're doing things for me. It's working.
So you hit the gym, and obviously you're going to hit the hotel gym, right? Or do you seek out like the local fitness gym you can pay $10 for a visitor pass?
Yeah, I'm definitely a snob. So like I used to be able to do like the whole Planet Fitness thing, but then like once I started going to gyms that had like better free weights and actually had bench presses and stuff like that, and didn't get pissed off at you for setting a weight down, heavier than a feather. I've totally become a snob. So like I will hunt down gyms and be like, hey, like I'm in the area, I'm from this band, like we'll post on our story about your gym if you let us in.
I love it. I can't believe I never utilized that and said, hey, we can give you some social media outreach. Damn it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
And like if a gym's cool enough, like fuck yeah, absolutely. If you're gonna help us out, like we're gonna tell people that you're awesome. So
dude, you can't get your gains in a hotel gym. There ain't you ain't even maintaining your gains.
Because like you'll be lucky if you find anything more than like a treadmill and a cable machine and like booty bands.
Well, and that's the thing. I will give you some credit. It's not real. I'll let you take it back a little bit. It's not really a snob thing at that point. It's kind of like, it's kind of like as a painter or a guitar player. It's like you got to have quality equipment, man. Like you just can't get away with crap when you're trying to either create art or shape your body a certain way. So it's not really snobbery. It's just you're looking for the right tools for the job, I think, right?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Planet Fitness is great because like they're everywhere and they do have good equipment that is always clean. It's always nice. So like, as much as I like to give them shit, like they are still great.
Yeah.
Hey guys, real quick, I have to record a commercial break here, if you don't mind. Hey folks,
right.
At this time, we'd like to remind you that not only you're listening to a kick-ass podcast right now, but we are also producing an amazing rock-themed cruise called ShipRocked. We'll be sailing to Costa Maya and Cozumel on the 12th voyage in January of 2022. Sail away into metal oblivion with Lamb of God, I Prevail, Steel Panther, and these guys right here, From Ashes to New. Cabins are still available and on sale at shiprocked.com. And with that said, hey guys, we are now on Facebook Live. So everyone out there in Facebook land, Shiprockers, welcome. We're spending time here with Danny from Ashes to New. So thank you for joining us. If you notice, we got Al too. Chad took a little much needed, much deserved R&R.
Yeah,
so welcome,
this episode is already way fucking better than anything Chad's ever done.
He's out there sunning himself. He's probably putting lotion on. Anyway, guys, welcome.
Keep talking.
Remember, guys, with Walk the Plank these days, if you guys put in a really good question and we pick it, you win big. You win real big. So get those questions in, unless you're Karen Gaffney, because you basically won the whole you've won everything. Already. You can't win anymore, darling. So someone new. Anyway, we'll continue on now with Danny.
I will say this, if there's any merit, by the way, Al, to my relationship with the Bills, I do come from a Bills family.
Of course you do. That's what I was saying. You can't bag them too hard because it will create conflict.
I'm always rooting for them.
Yeah, it's a good time to be a Bills fan right now too. It's like they got a great quarterback and
decent.
Josh Allen. Yep.
Josh Allen. Yeah. So it's a good time to be a fan. So hello everyone out there in Facebook land. We just spent the last 30 minutes or so chatting with Danny about the state of the band and the state of recording music and the state of the touring world that he's in right now. I feel like I just want to spin it all up right now, Justin, and just go as random as we possibly can.
Okay, but before we get random, you guys are going on the road with POD. So guys out there, we know a lot of shiprockers are getting your tickets for shows. Go check both bands out because come January, you're going to be screaming your heads off for them anyway. So go see them now. Give some love. If you haven't seen From Ashes to New, go check them out. Become familiar with them because they're going to knock your socks off, and that's going to be a great tour. So, go do that. POD, From Ashes to New, hitting you this, what you got a date on that, Danny? Late fall or late summer?
It is from August 10th. Or no, sorry, August 13th until October 10th. It's a 2-monther. 2 months.
That's good. Hey, that's good. Yeah, that's healthy. That's good. All right, very good.
Good. So let's talk a little bit about ShipRocked, since a lot of our guests, obviously our guests are going to be going on ShipRocked and enjoying some sun, fun, and metal. Have you been on a cruise ship before?
Never been on one.
Oh man.
So I'm excited for multiple reasons.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because if you said, yes, I've been on a cruise before, I would say, okay, well, this is nothing like that because it's actually completely different than your parents' cruise vacation, if you will. So have you heard about it? Are you excited about it? What do you know about it? Do we need to do a little 101 for you about what to expect, or what are your expectations?
I would love a little 101 would be nice. Yeah. All I know is that there's music going on, there's performances, and there's a ship, and there's food and people and drinking. And so if there's more than that, it sounds great.
It's all of that times 1,000, and the community who's checking us out now, they're super rabid music fans. You will love them, they will love you, and it'll be a great experience for you guys. I'm excited to have you guys on board, and I know all of our guest community is excited too. So yeah.
Just out of curiosity, are Borat thongs allowed on the ship? I'm asking for a friend.
They're mostly encouraged. Yeah. They're encouraged.
Yeah. Encouraged. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll make sure my friend bring one.
Yes, it's encouraged with on the bottom end, expected on the top end. So there's that. Right.
Yeah. Make sure they groom properly because we don't really need to see all that, because I don't want to think about my yard work. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we are going to Mexico though.
True.
So
the worst. You're the worst.
I know.
Hey, Danny, one thing too, being a workout guy, a lot of people work out on these cruises. So it is a Thunderdome. So get in there fresh and early, 6 a.m. They open up. They close at 9 p.m.
Oh, There's a gym on the cruise ship.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's pretty
Well,
fairly
everyone
decent,
knows
dude.
where to find me then.
There you go.
Yeah. Do
You
you
guys, no autographs, no pictures.
during the workout? Do you yoga?
I should. I definitely should.
Come do yoga with me. Come do yoga. We'll do the yoga twice. We'll do it. The days we're at sea, we do yoga in the morning. So come and stretch it out. Go work out, and then we'll basically do it. We'll do a post cool off for you.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, gonna be big time. So it's gonna be big time, man. It's gonna be the biggest. Dude, it's gonna be
This cruise, man. Listen, you came, Danny. You guys are on it. A great time. Everyone's stoked to be back on it. We've all had to put it on hold, and the bill is massive. And you guys, it's super heavy. So you guys are gonna shoot yourselves right in there. It's gonna be great. You guys and I
can't wait to see Lamb of God. Yeah, and I Prevail for sure. Yeah, both of them. So,
yeah.
Well, at this point, I think we're gonna walk the plank. Yeah, we're gonna walk the plank. So we're not even explaining to you what this is.
Okay, perfect.
Danny, if you could change one thing about the way you look, what would it be?
I would definitely want to have visible leg hair. I don't know if you notice, it looks like I'm hairless. I do have hair. It's fucking white.
I thought it was just one of those things where a lot of folks that work out, they just shave so they can see more muscles. But no, you're saying in fact that you just naturally have either no hair or pale or white or pale hair, clear hair.
You see these?
No, I don't.
I have to dye those bad boys in order to have a face that doesn't look like I'm surprised all the time.
So the vote is
weird world we live in, man. It's a weird world.
So one thing you could change would have visible hair,
visible body hair, because my friggin' shit's all white. It's weird. It's super weird. I look like an old man.
Don't worry, buddy. It turns to gray. It's the same thing. This is a bad cycle. You're gonna go, shit. Where did that come from? Embrace it. Hey, listen, Al. While we've got him, is that with your question? We're all good with the
I have so many.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get to the ShipRocker one first. This is Carissa.
Yeah.
Carissa comes up with this one.
Hi, Carissa.
Danny, what is the one essential item that you have to bring with you on tour, and it cannot be your laptop or your phone?
Flashlight. I'm just kidding.
No,
flash or flash?
That's smart. That is smart.
So one thing that I have to bring.
Flashlight.
Forget smart.
By the way, you know how fast he came back with flashlight? Like immediately.
It was just sitting there because he's reminding himself he's going on the road in a few weeks, dude.
But I'm going to tell you why it came up so fast, because it's real. That's why. That's my guess. Because he absolutely meant it. Yeah.
110% real. You said it can't be cell phone, right?
Can't be cell phone or your laptop.
Have to bring. I mean,
it's essential to your basically your day-to-day. On the bus, though, having a flashlight's good, because especially at night when you're rolling around, you don't want to wake anyone up by turning on the galley lights.
Right. Definitely important.
I'm pretty sure he said fleshlight, but it's okay, Justin.
It's
fine. It's fine. I'm gonna have to go. I mean, this is kind of a lame answer, but toothbrush, because that wasn't listed on the list, and I do not want to have shitty breath. Making all my mic all rotted out. Next thing you know, I point it to a fan, and they don't sing the lyrics because it smells like shit.
Rotten mic syndrome.
White Claw, so they're good. You have to smell White Claw tonight.
Hey man, I like what I like. In these days, I'm drinking White Claw, brought to you by.
Al, are we feeling generous tonight? Because there's one more question. This is a really good one. Okay, listen. This is Joe Birch.
Hey, Joe Birch.
Joe, if I'm spelling or saying your name wrong, I do apologize, and I'll let you buy me a drink on the cruise. Anyway, hey, Danny, you just got stuck in a room with Neal Diamond. What song do you remake to get out, and why?
So I'm going to need someone to list. Can someone list me a few of his big songs? I'm terrible.
I don't even think to specify that it has to be a Neal Diamond song. He just says you're stuck in a room. He just happens to be the random person you're stuck with.
I have to remake a song.
Remake a song just to get out of it. Yes.
I'm gonna do My Humps by Black Eyed Peas.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. Okay.
God,
He can be
that's
Fergie.
good. Yeah. I mean, he might throw a hip.
Is that how?
Okay, My Humps. You know what? He fucking went for it. I love it.
Yeah, of course.
All right, my question is this, dude. If you could get one song's lyrics tattooed on your body, what would they be and why?
Ooh, I think "Shadow of the Day" by Linkin Park. Yeah.
What is
And
the reason for that?
I think that it's just got a humongous amount of emotion and feeling that I just connect with. And like as much as like I'm in a band that makes, you know, hard music and we rap and we yell and we sing and we scream and all that stuff, like at heart I am a sucker for like soft music and emotional music. And so like that's probably the one that I would get.
Dude, you're an AM radio guy from the 70s. I love this stuff too, man.
Maybe you and Neal Diamond would have a really good time backstage then.
Yeah, imagine the discussions.
Maybe.
Yeah. Golly, man.
I'll have to
drinking
bring
a
my
nice
flashlight.
Chianti, maybe getting in a hammock, making a God's eye, doing some macrame. Yeah, it'd be good.
Danny, what is the last thing you cried about?
Probably
speaking
nothing.
of speaking of sentimentality.
Yeah, I probably over nothing. Legitimately. Like I go on whenever I drive down to PA, I have this like driving playlist where I just like think about life and meaning and like the grand scheme of things. I think about my parents, my girlfriend, all that stuff, and like that shit matters to me. And so I guess it's not nothing, but like it wasn't over something that actually happened or anything like that. It's just over the idea of existence and the idea of like this world that we live in and how fucking weird it is.
What would, so let's drill down on that. What is so you're driving along. Do you remember, right? And there's a song or something, there's a lyric. Where do you go? Where do you go that makes you emotional? What is that?
It's
like, okay, so the world's fucked up or whatever, right? But it's not or whatever. But the world's a difficult place. You're in these relationships that are good and bad and healthy and unhealthy and all those things that make up life, right? What of that would draw you to, or take you to tears?
Actually, the beauty of it all. I think all the suffering, the pain, the anger, the rage, the joy, the happiness, the failure, the triumph, it's all meant to be experienced. And terrible things happen to people, of course, but like that either gets to destroy you, define you, or strengthen you, and that is up to us at the end of the day. And so like I just think about all the things that I've been through and that people who have come before me have been through, and the people who will come after myself and everyone around me. Like it's just, I think it's all beautiful. And it's kind of a weird way to look at things, especially when everything seems so shitty now, but I think that it all has meaning at the end of the day, because when you think about it, everyone everything you have, everything you've ever done is all meant to be lost. You never have anything forever, and we lose it, all of it, every single piece of it, and eventually we die and our name dies and everything goes away. And I don't think that we're put here to experience all these things for it to be nothing. And so like that's the place that I go to, is like, man, this shit's really is beautiful at the end of the day. And all the relationships that we get to experience and all the different things we get to experience are just wild. It's wild to even be here.
Yeah. The things that needed to happen for you to be driving down that road, or at your factory job, or on a stage in front of 15,000 people, the things that had to happen. So follow up walk the plank. Do you believe in synchronicity or coincidence?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Both.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Both, for sure. I would say that there's probably some kind of predestination of somewhat, not necessarily fate, but there's probably some sense of predestination. There's also some randomness to it and some chaos. I don't think you can have either just chaos or order. I think it's a mixture of both. Sometimes random things happen, and sometimes the other things were just gonna happen, So it's hard to say, when synchronicity is the reason or complete coincidence is the reason.
Right. And learning how to deal with chaos can create order.
Hell yeah.
Because what is order if it does not if there is no chaos?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's constant is change itself, right?
Yeah.
That seemed like
Holy
a tagline from an 80s movie.
Holy
For sure,
cow.
probably
Was that from
is. I've
Escape from New
definitely
York, dude? Was that from
Probably
Escape from New
it's
York?
probably a line from Escape from
Is
New
that
York, which
baked
is the
into the movie?
the greatest motion picture
So,
ever made.
hey, Danny, real quick, someone from the From Ashes to New page keeps asking the same question. I'm going to ask you, man. You don't have to answer it. He goes, if you could kill one person, who would it be and why?
Justin Press and Al McManus.
Wow.
You don't have to answer that because it'd be incriminating.
Oh, it won't be incriminating though. I would.
Okay, let's hear it.
If I could, well, I mean, it would depend on if I could undo it or not.
Oh.
If it's like a hypothetical,
we'd
where,
all
like,
be
I could
guilty of
see it,
that. We'd all be guilty of that.
So you want
If I
somebody
could
to just
see
be
it out
dead
in the-
for a little while, just so that they
For
know how
5
it
minutes,
feels?
Yeah, to see how it feels. Yeah.
Yeah, I would choose myself and then see where it goes, and then come
Wow,
back.
flip that one on us. Holy shit.
Self-deliverance. Wow. Interesting.
Wow. I did not expect that, Danny. We've gone so deep. This is like prison sex.
I mean, from us, just the news going to get tired of looking for new singers. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, that's why I would have to undo it.
Got a tour coming up, dude. Yeah, resurrect.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. You
Awaken.
guys you're nothing without me.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Or if they could at least like Pet Cemetery me, then that's fine too.
What quality would you wish you came back with?
Definitely laser eyes.
Laser eyes. Yes.
Damn,
Someone
that's
just
good.
Laser
someone
eyes
just,
are good.
I just didn't want to deal with someone's shit, or someone cut me off, or just fuck you, dude.
Would you like invisible? Would you like X-ray eyes? That'd be kind of cool too. But you can only employ them when you need to, because if you walk around with them full time, you're seeing some shit you just don't need to.
Yeah. You don't.
Yeah.
There's some things you probably just don't want to see.
Yeah.
They said you copped out with that answer, Danny.
What, the laser eyes?
The killing.
No, the killing yourself.
Oh, I mean,
I don't think so. I thought that was an interesting.
No, it was
good,
that was
man.
an
interesting answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody's got that one person, right? Everybody's got that one.
Sure.
You know,
the guy that cut you off just that minute ago. Yeah.
Everybody's got those 12 people. I mean,
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, if not myself, it would be my grandfather, just so I could get an answer to that paradox.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like, okay. I mean, I guess that's not the same. I'd have to go back in time, so that's not really part of the part of.
So in order to go back in
there.
time, you would have answered the paradox there just by itself by going back in time.
Yeah.
I think there's some kind of
we're getting
future
way
thing.
deeper than prison.
Yeah, this is man. If there's deeper than prison, I challenge thee.
Believe
sure
me,
it's a medical
someone in prison would go
procedure of some
deeper. So yeah.
All right, Justin, you want to carry on with Would You Rather here or what?
Let's try Would You Rather.
All right.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. Would you rather be able to talk with animals or speak a foreign language fluently?
You know what's so crazy is I just watched a video on this. Yeah, I'm gonna go with
I was looking through your window in your house.
Foreign language. You think?
Foreign language for sure. Could you imagine being able to speak to animals at all times? Like, I would feel guilty every time I killed a spider. You'd be like, dude, please don't kill me. I got a wife, I got kids.
Yeah, you killed your roommate. Good job.
Well, I guess we're
Sorry,
assuming not to go deep again, but we're assuming that they have anything to say.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they wouldn't. Maybe dogs would just be like, food.
Yeah,
Walk.
I think that's
Walk.
yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
dude, I seen you masturbate. I really don't need to talk about this.
Yeah,
with you.
no, I'm good. Yeah.
Foreign language. I would love to speak like Japanese or something like that.
Yeah, so you don't speak any other than English? You speak no languages? Because I
Mandarin's
took
very
German
hot right now. Very hot.
I took German for like 5 years, but I never practiced it enough to retain much of any of
I'm
it.
with
Like,
you.
I couldn't hold a conversation.
Yeah, I take German too, man. And I tell you, it's a filthy sounding language and you actually speak it. It's writing it's the worst because everything is very out of place. What usually, with English,
especially when you get into like past tense, like they have to move shit in the sentence around and then put GE in front of like the verb or something like that. It gets super weird.
Yeah.
So I have one. Speaking of super weird, would you rather dress like a clown every day or dress like Santa Claus every day?
I feel like I dress like a clown every day, anyways. But yeah, I would definitely. I would do Santa Claus.
Just because you could lure more children in that way, or
John Wayne Gacy had a pretty good.
I just went
Gacy
horribly dark. Sorry, I went completely dark.
Why do I go cover?
Why did I go so dark? Like in live, like instead of during the podcast where I could edit it. This is the time I chose to go completely dark.
Yeah, I think we messed up. We
flip
darker now. Yeah.
No, sometimes they need to see your true self. This is good for you, Al.
Yeah, it's great. Justin, go ahead.
I don't know if I like any of these ones.
I've got a good one.
Then let's hear it, because
it's a new one. It's a new one. It's a new one. Danny, would you rather have to eat your food with your feet or with a screwdriver?
I can't. My foot doesn't even reach my mouth. I'd have to like hang it over my face on my back with my foot.
I think if you take out, take a rib out, thank you, Justin. Bam, beat me. You gotta take a rib out.
A screw. How the fuck would you even use a screwdriver? Is it Phillips head or flathead?
Don't really know if it makes a difference.
How wide is it?
It's
if you got a wide enough flathead, I mean, you got yourself a little spoon.
You got a little one tine of a fork.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the screwdriver.
Okay.
My foot's been in places it shouldn't have been.
Well, so where do you think that screwdriver's been, my friend?
Yeah. Justin, you got one?
I got nothing on these, man. They just kill me. I like to walk the plank kind of a little bit more. These are just.
I got a
crazy.
question for you guys. You want a question?
Oh my God!
That brings this episode, and that brings this episode to a close. So thanks so much for joining us. No, go ahead.
So, would you rather sit on a cake and eat a dick, or sit on a dick and eat a cake?
Oh my God, that's like having my cake and eating it too.
I know. There's no wrong answer.
There's no wrong answer. Okay, is the dick belong to someone famous?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I want to have to tell a story afterwards. Because this seems like a normal thing.
It's Marilyn Manson's.
I don't know about that, man. Talk about things that have been places you just don't want to know about. Marilyn Manson's dick and eating it. Well, so what? So I'd be okay. If you put, God, this is where have we gone? We've gone off the cliff.
Okay, I'll give you an easier one.
Give me that one again. Say it one more time, because I'm just a little aghast.
You have to sit on a cake and eat a dick, literally eat it, or sit on a dick and eat a cake.
I mean, what you mean eating it? Am I just bringing pleasure to the person it belongs to?
No, I mean like it's just a.
Because I'm a giving lover, so I would definitely want to just sit on a cake and do it right. What now? I would cook it.
It's just a severed, cooked, like eat it with a fork and knife.
Oh, I've been told to eat a bag of dicks a lot, so that's a no-brainer. Yeah, just give me.
In that case, I'm gonna eat the cake.
I'm eating the cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I feel like do I have like a couple weeks to build up to the sitting part?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. We're not animals.
So I can prepare. We're not eating penises.
I gotta agree with Chad on that. This would have been a good week to take R&R. Anyway.
For Chad. Yeah. For you. Especially you. Hey, listen, man, just because you're not comfortable with yourself doesn't mean that Danny and I
am completely comfortable. I just said that I was a giving lover and I would just do it right, but now I have to actually.
Good for you. So would I.
Yeah.
Okay, Danny, as a young man who may be looking forward to having children one day, it sounds like you mentioned your girlfriend a couple of times. Would you rather go back to the past and meet your loved ones who passed away, or go to the future to meet your children or grandchildren to be?
Oh, I would definitely go to the future, for sure. I mean, I've been very blessed to not really have anyone close to me pass away yet. Don't want to fucking jinx myself, but both my parents are still alive and well, and both my grandmothers are still alive and well, and I actually don't want to meet my grandfather. So
yeah, we talked about that.
I already know enough about we're
gonna laser eye him.
Yeah. So I would go to the future and see who my offspring would end up being.
I dig it.
Hey, well, let's circle back real quick. Someone came on late. Andrea came on late, and she wanted to talk about the track "Enough" off the
Yeah.
EP. Is that cool? Anyway, she says, has it been one that's been sitting in the catalog for a while, or is it completely new? Was it just written recently?
It was written and recorded during the Panic LP recording process. So it was back in fall of 2019 was when we tracked it. So it's been sitting around waiting for release. So yeah, it's new to everyone except for us.
Gotcha.
And we've been sitting on it for a while. We really love that song.
So tell us, you're pretty active on social media, the covers, the vocal stuff, right? How do you get into that? What's the inspiration behind that stuff? Because I think I saw one with Beat It. Was that a recent one that I saw? Was that you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love. By the way, I love that stuff. So keep it coming. It's super entertaining.
Sweet,
great.
cool, yeah. Sometimes just inspiration just kind of hits. Thinking about a song that I like or whatever, and I just get inspired to track it down in a way I'd like to hear it, and I just kind of record it, and then the guys in the band are like, hey, let's film something for this, or let's make a piece of content out of it, and that's how it ends up becoming a thing. And like, I just do it for the simple creation of it, and then Matt will be like, hey, you should put that out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So is a lot of that stuff just you like recording your own the stuff on your own, or is the band involved in that, or is it a little bit of both?
Yeah, the Beat It one was Lance and I just kind of dicking around, and the other one that I think is on our TikTok or whatever was Decode, which I literally don't even know why I did that. I just had that song stuck in my head for a day or two, and I was like, I'm gonna make this like heavier just to see what it would sound like, with layer it with some screams, put some like heavier drums and guitar in there, and people really liked it, which totally shocked me. I didn't think that was anything crazy or special, but it had like freaking 90,000 views on TikTok and then another 100,000 views on our Instagram. I was like, weird. Like, okay,
it doesn't get good numbers if it sucks. So that just should tell you all you need to know. So on the ship,
JJ Fish would disagree. Have you ever heard of him?
I no, but it sounds horrible.
It's the greatest music in existence.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, JJ Fish.
So you've been talking to my parents about not being able to say anything. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Is this what's happening?
Oh no, it is genuinely just a real treat.
I'm in. I'm checking out the moment this is over. So the other thing I wanted to tell you is that this year on the ship, once again, we have Leo Moracchioli from Frog Leap Studios. I don't know if you're familiar with that guy.
I'm not. No.
Frog Leap Studios. He is like the king, the quintessential king of the heavy metal versions of songs that maybe shouldn't be heavy metal.
Oh yeah,
like
he did like all the 10-second, 15-second like goes through different styles.
No, that's a different guy. That's the singer guy, I think, right?
Yeah.
This guy does full versions of. I mean, like he's probably done what 300 or 400 songs, I would guess now. But so everything from Michael Jackson to Prince to like even popular current stuff. But it's always with some kind of metal spin, and there's always like a great metal breakdown in the middle of it, and it's really great. So cool. you could check him out and then look him up on the ship, and you guys can probably do something together. It would be a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. If you look up actually the video for Thriller that he has up on YouTube, he actually got together a bunch of ShipRockers. They rehearsed it and performed that on the ship.
Yeah.
So
the one he did for Thriller.
Yeah.
Thriller was pretty cool. We did that on the ship. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. Good dude too.
Well, Danny, man, we've had you for an hour, brother. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, my pleasure, man. This was
Danny Case from Ashes to New. Check out the new EP, The Quarantine Chronicles, Volume 1, which leads us to believe there's a Volume 2 out there. Unless you're Black Sabbath, then you just put Volume 4 out and everyone's going, what?
Yeah.
Then everyone's searching for 2 and 3. That's a dick move.
Dick move.
Dick move.
Anyway, listen, so if we've learned anything tonight, we've learned that Danny has the potential to pull out a dick move.
Yeah.
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 Maybe if I bring that Borat, or my friend brings that Borat.
Your friend, your friend.
Yeah.
That's the embodiment of a dick move, like the literal dick move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, listen, thank you everyone who's been following us and playing along on Facebook Live tonight. Hey, Carissa, Joe, you guys have your big money items coming your way, so look for your inboxes on those. Thanks for asking those great questions for Walk the Plank. Al, do you have any final things to say to Danny before he let the young man go into the
No, I don't, man. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, we're super excited to have you guys on the ship.
My pleasure.
And,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, it's been fun getting to know you, and go Rochester.
Yeah, go Bills.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I know you're lying.
August through October, they're going to be on the road with POD, so check them out. They're working on new material for 2022, and also check out Bulletproof, where you can get it wherever you're streaming now, or go spend a few bucks on iTunes for the thing. Why not? Anyway, hey guys, thanks for listening to Making Waves, the ShipRocked podcast, part of the Sound Talent Media family and the fastest growing rock podcast in the world. We've had nearly 6,000 downloads this year alone, and our community is larger and more involved than ever. So thank you so much for your support. Remember to review, rate, subscribe, and share. Anything you really do helps us spread the word about our awesome guests and their music. Plus, everyone gets a free
puppy.
There you go. Not really, but sounds really good.
Damn.
Hey, on behalf of myself, Justin Press, and my co-host tonight, Al McManus. Again, Chad will be back next week. Chad's taking some much deserved R&R. Al's also Al, you're the show producer, right? Big guy.
Yeah.
You got one that cuts all the checks.
Yeah, I'm apparently a big deal.
All right. The other little people are engineer Jennifer Zito and our show coordinator Heather Smith, and of course the captain Alan Koenig. Couldn't do this without him. Anyway, guys, thank you, everyone. We want to remind you to rock hard and vacation harder. Have a good week. We'll see you again, next Wednesday. Take care, everyone.
See you then. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Thanks again, Danny. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Take care.